How does grief shape or determine a person's past, present, and future? Do you have any examples of this happening, either personally, from a story, or from someone you know?
Through the past and stuff, there was like I think we've all had like stuff go through our childhood.
Yeah.
Or like pets or people, and just people affects you more.
People dying.
I didn't know my dad till I was 8.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And she goes, interesting.
Interesting.
No, because, like, then would you be a different person then? Like, do you think you'd be a different person if you had met him earlier? Or do you think you'd be the
Yes.
same?
He's an angry person.
You live with him now, don't you? Yeah. You
Yeah.
live with him
He's a psychopath.
now. Okay.
Not like, I'm not complaining.
You're like, listen.
Like, it's not like upsetting. I'm like, oh, I just know not to push those buttons because then he'll be like, oh, blah, blah, blah.
Alright. Then like with me losing my dog recently and then a breakup and then my mom's mental health. Kind of just like go like to be completely honest, the way I push through is I try to ignore it the best I can.
Yeah.
I push it to the edge and I make sure I'm busy 25/8. Like
Yeah, I feel like I'm better at...
Oh, watch yourself. Slide by. Thank you.
Totally didn't miss.
Definitely feel like I'm better at, like, ignoring important things that are happening in my life if I'm preoccupied. Like, if I'm doing something.
right. That's
Like, or, like, if I have, like, a busy week.
that's why I overwork myself and stuff
Yeah.
to keep myself busy.
Because I feel like everyone, is affected by different things differently, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say, oh, well, usually people do this because people don't do that. Like, you can't, everyone does it differently, so,
Right. It's just a battle
Yeah.
with yourself.
yeah. So,
Are we hiding?
What?
Like, he goes, like, are we like hiding stuff? Like, we don't tell everyone everything,
Yeah.
Or
or
just like,
stuff that we should tell people that we don't.
No.
or it's like you.
I think that we
say-
hide things
Too
because we're afraid of the effects
We're afraid
of
the
like,
things.
oh, yeah, she's gonna,
And we want to protect people.
no, yeah, protect people and
It's
like,
like the thing you
protect
just told
ourselves.
me you didn't want to tell me because you were
No.
afraid of the effect.
No, I wasn't afraid. I tell
Ridiculous.
people gonna hate. I got dad, you don't.
This question can
No,
go into.
that was no. God damn it! I'm done talking.
I think this question can go into bullying, like someone saying something about you so much that eventually you believe it. I think that's where this question is.
Yes,
Wait, what?
because someone's like, oh,
That's what the. Do we sometimes allow ourselves or others to give us a story about ourselves which imprisons or prevents us from growing or changing?
Then yeah, definitely.
yeah, because if they're like,
'Cause
oh,
I belittle myself
their shoes
so
are
much.
horrible,
We say things
and they
about
keep saying
ourselves.
every time you wear the shoes, you're gonna eventually stop wearing the shoes. 'cause
also,
they're
like, little
ugly.
things like that build up. Like, people might not realize it, but, like, small, like, tiny things that are very, like, insignificant in the moment, they definitely build up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had these Elmo shoes when I was in 3rd grade. They looked dope. They were Adidas, and they were like, ooh, those are ugly. Well, I stopped wearing them. I liked them, but they didn't, so I stopped wearing them.
I have like moments where like I'm a very good kid compared to other kids at the school. Like, never like smoked, never drank. Like, I'm helping raise my sister and stuff. But then my mom or dad will say something like, "I'm a bad kid. You're a terrible person," and I'm just like, right. So I guess I'm a bad person, and it like just builds up. And I'll literally text my friends how like I think I'm a terrible person because it just builds up over
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I get that.
Which sucks because you're not.
Yeah. The pursuit of perfection. Sometimes our expectations of perfection others have for us / characters. Sometimes they're expectations that the characters / we put on themselves or ourselves. Do you struggle with balancing your own expectations and ideas of perfection versus what others have as expectations and ideas of perfection for you? Do you struggle to find a balance between what others expect for you and what you expect for yourself? Are you a perfectionist? If you explain how you're a perfectionist.
I feel like we like I said with like the whole keeping busy and ignoring and stuff. We like push ourselves over the limit but won't realize it. And also I feel like I know I'm definitely not the only person that has this problem because I have this problem where like since it's mostly caused because my mother was like a terrible mother and wasn't in my life a ton. And I over care about people and I'll like put them first before I put myself, and then like I'll have certain expectations for like them and how it all should like turn out, but like I can't control everything and like I just want them like happy and stuff, and I overwork myself to make sure it's perfect.
There's definitely like expectations, like visually, for a lot of people. Like how you should look, how like I don't know, just things like that.
Yeah, like especially with like social media and stuff. Like you open Instagram and you're like, oh, I wish I had her hair, or oh, I wish I had his or her body, like, or like I wish I had that color eye. Like you're constantly comparing yourself.
Yeah, you see like Bella Hadid looking like
Fine.
looking
Great.
yeah.
I always just like stay away from that kind of stuff.
It's definitely hard because people like at our school, like it's a very like toxic how people like to not, I wouldn't say they brag about it, but like
Belittle.
definitely like to flaunt
Yeah.
certain things about them. Which I mean, go ahead, like
If you're
you
proud,
can,
you're proud, but
there's a line that needs to be drawn.
Right.
How do you work through adversity, struggling through failures, challenges, and setbacks, or is this something that you struggle with?
Again, just I try to ignore it as much as possible, and I'll push it away until it becomes unhealthy.
Yeah, just try not to think about it, but I do think about it a lot when there's nothing I can do about something I did. And it just like bugs me even years later.
Yeah.
But it's like nothing I can do, so I just try not to think about it.
It's hard to say like oh, this doesn't matter right now, or like it won't matter in like I've seen this thing on Instagram so many times where it's like if you can get over it in 5 minutes, then it won't matter in like 5 years or like something like that. But like that's really not true. Like it's hard to get over some things like that.
Right. Because like I hate the saying "forgive and forget." Like I hate that. Like
Yeah.
my family constantly says that to me, and I was like, it's hard to like.
You
Forgive.
can forgive, but can you forget?
I can
like,
forgive, right? Like my dad's always like forgive and forget, and I was like, it's hard to forgive, and when I
Yeah.
finally do, it's really difficult.
Forgive, but don't forget.
And forget
Yeah.
Should be.
to like with what my mom did to my dad, or like just like all of that, like just. And that like I hate when people like try to belittle your problems. Like if it bothers somebody, it bothers someone. Like end of discussion. Like if it bothers them, like they can't control their feelings. People, that's the thing people need to learn, is that people can't control their feelings, because if they could, the world would be a much better place.
And some people's problems might seem like very insignificant to someone else who's going through something probably way worse, but it's still a problem to them because maybe their life
They've never
is
dealt with
just
something much
considered,
worse.
Yeah, considered
so
easier.
that's like the worst for them at that moment.
Yes.
So that's kind of.
7.
In general, what is the importance of necessity, of failure, or adversity in someone's life?
I don't get the question.
I don't either. I'm confused.
Why is it necessary to fail? Why is
That's what it asks.
yeah, why is it necessary to not always win?
To like
Because failure can humble you and just like,
give you a lesson,
yeah,
like build strength.
you learn more
Yeah.
from failure than you do from
It
success.
gives you more.
Yeah, you're right.
It gives you more. What's that word I'm looking for? Motivation.
Motivation.
So if
Yeah.
you lose a race, you're gonna train harder to race.
It gives you more like mental strength.
Yeah, like
And it might put you through like a mental like episode.
Yeah.
upset. You may be upset at the time, but once you like train hard enough, get a little more confident in yourself, you beat that person next time.
It feels way better than if you got
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
the first time.
When you
Sti-
know you actually worked for it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's better than
So if you like fight someone in a boxing match, you get knocked
so
out.
physical.
You're gonna train harder not to get knocked out.
Yeah.
So physical.